Hallelujah, hallelujah. May the Lord be in my heart and on my lips, that I may worthily proclaim your holy gospel. Go raibh an tír na libh. Shlucht as an suscéil néfar the rare nave Matthew. Lord, did I hear? As Jesus was walking, he saw a man named Matthew sitting by the customs house, and he said to him, "Follow me." And he got up and followed him. While he was at dinner in the house, it happened that a number of tax collectors and sinners came to sit at the table with Jesus and his disciples. When the Pharisees saw this, they said to his disciples, "Why does your master eat with tax collectors and sinners?" When he heard this, he replied, "It is not the healthy who need the doctor, but the sick. Go and learn the meaning of the word. What I want is mercy, not sacrifice. And indeed, I did not come to call the virtuous, but sinners." Suscéil an tír Mulla did Christ. May the words of the gospel wipe away all our sins. Well, St. Oliver Plunkett, interesting little bit of history. He was born in County Meath and related to several aristocratic families, so from a wealthy lineage. And he studied in the Irish College in Rome, and with strong connections, of course, with the Irish College there in Rome, chatting about it even lately. Ordained a priest in 1654, he stayed in Rome then as a professor and a representative of the Irish bishops, as has been the tradition ever since. Things have changed only very recently, actually, in the Irish College in Rome now. It's still, I think, belongs to the Irish episcopacy, but it's in use by others. The vocations, of course, have fallen away quite dramatically of late. Anyway, by 1669, Oliver Plunkett was appointed Archbishop of Armagh and Primate of all Ireland. So he was 40 years of age at that stage, so quite a young man. He did much to reorganise and strengthen the Irish Church, despite being forced into hiding for much of his episcopate. And he was arrested then 10 years on, at the time of the Popish plot, was hanged, drawn and quartered in London in this day, 1681. Not a pleasant way to die by any. And the last of the Catholic martyrs to suffer in England, interestingly. So his body is in Downside Abbey in Somerset, his head, of course, in St. Peter's in Drogheda. And I think the door, actually, last time I was in St. Peter's, and we've been there recently, can confirm for me, I think the door of the prison cell in the Tower of London that he was in, however they got their hands on it, is there in the shrine as well. It's a place maybe we should add to our list of pilgrimages around Ireland now that we've started travelling around with Radio Maria. But extraordinary man, and living in very difficult times, and his letters, it's nice to have a written record of some of the history, still survives, and the challenges that he faced. So, you know, if it is that we're a bit worried about how things are unfolding in Ireland today, one or two listeners were texting in there yesterday about the direction which it seems the church is taking, or the direction in which sort of life in general is taking. I say this often, things are no different in some sense today. Sure, we're in different circumstances, it's a different time, but the same challenges persist, and the same questions arise, and the same courage that we need to witness to our faith is still, you know, that never changes in some ways. So the scenes, if you like, on the stage kind of pass and unfold, but the same faith and courage and determination is that witness, that word that martyr means, is still demanded of us. And so you can go back even further. You don't have to look to kind of recent centuries, let's say. Go back to Amos and that first reading. He's a prophet, and he's put out there in front of the people, and he has to call it out as it is. And he's decrying the corruption of his own day, that here are those who are trampling on the needy and oppressing the poor, swindling them and cheating them of their money and their hard-earned cash, if you like, and greedily doing so. And again, we might witness and see some of that happening. What's the word today for price gouging? Is that what they're calling it? That now that there's a recession, as if, I don't know, retailers and businessmen are gouging the prices, they're swelling their prices beyond what the level of inflation actually is, and thereby swindling. Now, I can't point the finger in any direction, I don't know, but it's a topic of conversation nowadays. So again, things don't change in some respects. Original sin is alive and well, and greed and corruption and all of these things are around us even today. So we do well to listen to Amos, we do well to listen to St. Oliver Plunkett, and we do well to hear the call of God that comes to us as it came to Matthew in the Gospel. And Matthew, of course, was embroiled in that image that Pope Francis loves. I forget which church it is, in St. Mary Major's in Rome, of the call of Matthew. At any rate, it's one of his favourite paintings. Matthew sort of embroiled in his money, and all his fellow tax collectors are, counting up what they have. But a light comes in from the side, and Matthew is sort of turning his head, and we hear in the Gospel that he got up and followed him. There was no argument, there was no, but what about all this? He simply got up and followed him. And that's our task today. It's no different. The Lord has come to call the tax collectors and the sinners. He's come to call us. And we have a part to play to courageously bear witness to the faith, like St. Oliver Plunkett, but now in our own time.